To the animal asleep at your feet, you can perform miracles. Food appears, as if from nowhere, at your command. Heavy doors swing open at a single touch of your hand. You banish the cold with the turn of a dial. You summon light out of the darkness. You make pain and fear simply melt away. We never think about it, but pause a moment and try to see your ordinary life through their eyes. The sheer, dazzling scale of the powers you seem to possess. And a strange and wonderful question begins to take shape. Could it be that, to the animals who share our homes, we seem like something not unlike a god? It is a curious thought, and where it leads is stranger and far more touching than you might ever expect. So stay with me to the end. Let us begin. There is a famous idea that any power advanced enough, seen by those who cannot understand it, becomes indistinguishable from magic. And when you truly consider the great gulf between our world and theirs, it is worth asking what our lives must look like from the other side. Your dog does not know about supermarkets, or farms, or kitchens. It does not know about electricity, or plumbing, or medicine. It has no concept of money, of work, of the machinery that keeps a home running. All of that is completely hidden from it. What it sees, instead, is far simpler and far more astonishing. It sees that you, its person, can make almost anything happen. That the whole world seems to rearrange itself around your will. To a mind that cannot see the how, but only the what, that is not an ordinary thing at all. It looks, for all the world, like power beyond understanding. And so, if only for a little while, let us try to see ourselves as they might see us. Begin with the most basic magic of all, food. To you, feeding your animal is the simplest thing imaginable. You open a bag, or a tin, or the door of the fridge, and you fill a bowl. But try, just for a moment, to see it as your dog does. It grows hungry, and then, somehow, you know. You rise, you move through the house, and from a mysterious place it is not allowed to fully understand, you produce food. Warm, or fresh, or exactly the thing it was longing for. Every single day, without fail, the hunger comes, and every single day you make it disappear. Your animal has no idea where this endless abundance comes from. It only knows that it comes from you, that you alone hold the power to conjure nourishment out of thin air whenever it is needed. In the ancient world, human beings built great temples to gods they believed could grant them a good harvest. And here you are, in your own quiet kitchen, granting that very miracle, twice a day, to a creature that adores you for it. And notice how completely it trusts you in this. It does not hoard its food, or fight you for it, or fear the bowl might stay empty tomorrow. It has learned, deep in its bones, that the abundance will always come. That is a faith most human beings would envy. To wake each morning certain, without a shadow of a doubt, that you will be provided for. Your animal lives inside that certainty every single day, and it is you who gives it to them. But your powers do not end with food. To your animal, you command the very elements themselves. When the room grows dark, you reach out, and with a single touch, there is light. When the winter cold seeps in, warmth begins, mysteriously, to fill the air. And the coziest spot of all always seems to appear right where your animal most wants to lie. When the rain comes hammering down, you hold open a door, and it passes through into a dry and sheltered world, while the storm rages on, powerless, just outside. To a dog or a cat, these are not the workings of light switches and heaters and walls. These are wonders. You hold back the weather. You banish the darkness. You bend heat and cold to your will. In their eyes, the elements themselves seem to bow before you. There is very little, it must seem to them, that you cannot do. And of all your powers, there is one that may be the most godlike of them all. Because you can heal. Think of the times your animal has been sick, or hurt, or shaking with a fear it could not understand. And think of what you did. You gathered it up, you spoke to it softly. Perhaps you carried it to a strange place, full of unfamiliar smells, where more of your kind did quiet, mysterious things. And afterward, slowly, the pain faded. The sickness lifted, the frightening thing passed, and the world became safe and gentle once again. Your animal does not understand medicine. It does not know what a doctor is, or a bandage, or a pill. What it experiences is far simpler and far more profound. It hurts, and then, because of you, it does not hurt anymore. To a creature that cannot understand healing, someone who can take away pain is not merely helpful. They are miraculous. You are the one who makes the suffering stop. You are the one who brings comfort out of pain and calm out of terror. And if this is making you see your animal in a whole new light, take a moment to tap that like button below. It truly helps these gentle reflections reach more people who love their animals just as you do. And perhaps this is why they wait for us the way that they do. Because when a being of such power leaves and the whole world falls quiet, what is left but to wait and to hope for its return? You have surely seen it. The way your dog watches the door. The way your cat appears at the window as the hour of your homecoming draws near. To them, your leaving may feel like the sun going down, and your return like the dawn breaking all over again. When you walk back through that door, you are not simply a person coming home from a long day. You are the one who provides all things, returning at last to a world that cannot truly run without you. Is it any wonder that they greet you as though you were the most important being in all of creation? Because in the small and complete universe of their lives, that is exactly what you are. And there is something almost holy in that welcome. The pure, uncontainable joy of a creature whose whole world has just been made right again. We can be gone for 10 minutes or for 10 hours, and still they meet us at the door as though a small miracle has just occurred. Perhaps, to them, it truly has. The one who holds their entire world together has returned, and everything, once more, is exactly as it should be. So, do our animals worship us? When you lay it all out, the parallels can seem almost uncanny. There is a powerful being who provides food and shelter, who is watched and waited for and greeted with overwhelming joy, who is followed devotedly from room to room, who has even brought little offerings, a favorite toy, or a caught mouse laid proudly at your feet. Seen from a certain angle, it can look remarkably like devotion of the very deepest kind. And yet, the closer you look, the more you begin to feel that something in the comparison does not quite fit. Because worship, in the end, is built upon a certain distance. We bow to what is far above us, to what we fear, to what we dare not approach. And that is not, when you watch them closely, how our animals actually treat us at all. They do not keep a fearful distance from us. They climb into our laps. They press their bodies against ours in the night. They roll onto their backs and show us their soft bellies, the most vulnerable act an animal can offer. Whatever this is, it is not the trembling reverence of a creature before a distant god. It is something warmer and closer and far more precious than that. Think of what an animal does when it is truly at peace with us. It sighs and lets its whole weight settle against our side. It falls asleep at our arms, utterly undefended. No creature does that before something it fears. You do not doze off, soft and trusting, at the feet of a god you tremble before. You do it beside someone you love and someone you know would never let you come to harm. And that, in the end, is the very heart of it. What our animals give us is not submission, it is trust. And there is a whole world of difference between the two. A creature submits to a god out of awe or out of fear of its terrible power. But a creature trusts only what it loves. Your dog does not follow you from room to room because it is afraid of what you might do if it did not. It follows you because it simply wants to be near you. Your cat does not sleep pressed against you in order to appease you. It sleeps there because of all the places in the world, that is where it feels safest. They have taken all of that immense and mysterious power we seem to hold, the power over food and warmth and pain and life itself, and they have decided with their whole hearts that it is safe, that you are safe. To be trusted like that, completely and without reservation, by a creature who sees you as capable of almost anything, is a far greater gift than to be feared. It is a far greater gift, even, than to be worshipped. For worship asks a creature to make itself small before something greater. But trust asks it to make itself open, which is harder and braver and rarer by far. Every time your animal bares its belly, or falls asleep against you, or places its safety entirely into your hands, it is doing the bravest thing a living creature can do. It is saying, without a single word, "I know what you are capable of, and I am not afraid." So, do animals think that we are gods? Perhaps, in some small corner of their hearts, the sheer scale of what we can do does fill them with a kind of wonder. But in the end, the truth is something far more beautiful than that, because they do not want a god. A god is to be feared and obeyed and kept at a careful distance, and that is the very last thing our animals could ever want from us. They do not want to worship you. They want to curl up beside you. They do not want to bow down before your power. They want to rest their head in your lap and feel your gentle hand upon them. Whatever godlike power we may seem to hold in their eyes, they have looked straight past all of it to the only thing that has ever truly mattered to them. Not our power, but our love. So the very next time your animal watches you with those soft, adoring eyes, as you perform your small and ordinary miracles, understand what is really happening. It does not see a god at all. It sees something far better. It sees the one who feeds it, and shelters it, and heals it, and loves it. It sees family. And it has decided, in the quiet wisdom of its heart, that of all the powers in all the world, the one that it treasures most is simply the power to be loved by you. If this has touched your heart today, then you already understand the quiet bond we have been speaking of. So tell us, in the comments below, does your animal ever look at you as though you have hung the moon, or greet you as though you had been gone for 100 years? We would truly love to hear it, and we read every single one. There is nothing more moving than this community sharing the boundless love of the animals we care for. And if you would like more gentle journeys into what our animals think and feel and understand about us, then subscribe and stay close because there is so much more waiting just ahead. Thank you for being here with us today. And tonight, when you perform your small miracles for them, remember, they do not need you to be a god. They only ever needed you to be theirs. To them, you are the whole world.